Hello everyone, welcome to the Cafe of Knowledge, and appreciate you coming in and tuning in and checking out our YouTube channel. Our channel is Cafe of Knowledge, so welcome to the Cafe of Knowledge. And we want you to please please hit subscribe. Please please hit subscribe. Hitting the button subscribe is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's get these subscribes up. Let's get them up. And I appreciate you, and I love that you view. But please hit subscribe. That way you get notification when I upload a video, when me and Jay upload a video, when we're talking about community relations and relationships. Very funny. We talk about everyday life pertaining to everyone. And then I do the inventory video to help people understand inventory, where they can get a better job, or maybe someone don't have a job, need a job, or they came out of college and can't find a job in a career that they went to college for, and they just need something to lean on. In the meantime, if you just want to get a promotion, if you want to just get into management, if you want to work in a corporate office, whatever you want to do, this video is for you. And the inventory process, it goes week by week, and you can learn it very quick. I do it in a very easy form. I do it manually. I don't pop things up on the screen and all that. I help people learn it manually. That way they know how to execute it very well that way. And then when they get into the field or get into the workforce or whatever they're doing, they can do it very well without a computer and all that. So if the computer crashed, they still know how to execute it even without a computer. And if a business is just starting out, some of them they can't have a computer in their business at that time. They just have a register, so they have to record a lot of things manually on paper. They have to make their own inventory sheets, their own inventory count sheets. They have to make their own things, and this shows you how to do that, so you know how to function and work on both sides. Okay, so that's the purpose of that. So please hit subscribe. Like I said, love that you view, but please hit subscribe. Help us out here. Hit subscribe. Appreciate it. Now we are on week 8, level 8. Okay? And this is the last week of us counting inventory, transferring inventory to your accounts receivable sheets. This will be our last time recording it on your inventory count sheets and ordering it from a truck and all that. You know how to do that. We went 8 weeks of showing you how to do all those things and how the basic counts of inventory go. So like I said before in our previous video, it doesn't matter how big your inventory is. We have done the inventory process in an easy form where we was ordering 10 milks or 15 milks. You might go into a work field that it be much bigger, and they have like 2,000 milks in their company or in their business. It all works the same way, whether it's 2,000 milks or 15 milks. You count it the same way, you execute it the same way, you troubleshoot it the same way, you do everything the same way. It doesn't matter how big that inventory is. For instance, say if you are working in a company or a business that the milk, they have 1,000 milks. Okay, and then say when you count your inventory, you have 500 milks left. Your part level is 1,000. Okay? So this store has 1,000 milks in it. But say at the end of the week you do inventory and you count the inventory and you only have 500 milks left. Well, that means you sold 500 milks, and you would have to order 500 milks to get it back to your 1,000 par level that it says you need for milk in order not to run out of milk and in order to execute your store and perform on a upscale level. You have to keep 1,000 milks in your store. So after you count inventory, if you only have 500 milks, then you know you need to order 500. So when you order those 500, when you order that from your vendor, you might have to order 42 cases of milk just to get to that 500. Maybe 42 cases is 500 milks. So you would have to order 42 cases. You know, previously we was ordering 2 cases here, 1 case here, 3 cases here. And you get into a bigger field, you just have to order 42 cases of milk. You know, it all works the same thing, no different, no more complicated. You just ordering more. And also you may have to, it might take you a little bit longer to count your inventory when you go around your store and count your inventory because you have a lot more items to count. But overall, it's the same way. Whether you have 5 or something or 500 or something, it's all done, counted the same way, transferred onto your accounts receivable sheet the same way, it's put onto your inventory sheet the same way, and you go around and you count it the same way. Okay, so just I wanted to make sure that you have a better understanding of that, and we are going to go into that a little bit more in the next 2 weeks, because after this, week 8, level 8, this is the end of the counting process, because you already know how to do that. And if you don't already know how to do that, you probably haven't looked at week 1 all the way through week 7. And you might want to go back and refer to that, because it tells you, it breaks it down, and you all know how to do that, okay? And we know how to count inventory by the pounds, the 0.1, the 0.2, the 0.3, the 0.4, all the way to you get to 0.9 is when you almost full. The bag or whatever is almost full. When it's full, it's a 0.10 or a 1. Most people call it, I just have 1 or something, instead of saying 0.10. You know, that bag is full, we got 1. You know, instead of saying 0.10, okay? But you know how to count. The 0.1 is when it's almost gone, or 0.5 is when it's half full, and then you go 0.6, 0.7, 0.9 is when just a little bit's been used out of it, and then if it's never been used, it's a 0.10, which is considered 1. Okay, so we have already done all of that in the previous videos and everything, so you know how to count by the pound. And then it's some places that they put the items on the scale and they do them by the pound on that way, and they record it. If the scale say that it is 20 pounds, you put 20 pounds on your inventory count sheet. Okay, so we know how to do all that. But in a couple of weeks, I'm also going to go over how to count alcohol, which means liquor bottles. So if you start working in a place that sells liquor, like a bar or a restaurant where they serve drinks and they use bottles of liquor to make their customers their drinks, you know, and the liquor bottle goes the same way, the liquor gallon goes the same way as it do how we count by the pound. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. If it's a 0.5, that means that liquor bottle is half full. 0.6 is a little bit over half full. You count the liquor the same way. Even if they selling beer and they come in a can or they come in the bottle, you count them by the each the same way you was counting milk by the each, sugar by the each. You count those items the same way. Okay? So it's no different. I'm just going to show you about liquor in the next couple of weeks, and then show you how to execute it and make sure you know when a bartender or anybody like that is not being too truthful with the liquor. And if you have any theft with the liquor, how to know that you have theft doing the liquor, pertaining to your liquor rather. So I'm going to show you how to do all of those things, okay? So we're going to go into that much further. So after we finish this week 8, that's it for just counting inventory and transferring it on the sheets. You know how to do all that. If you don't, refer back to the other videos and it will show you how to do it step by step. But next week we will do a review video of week 5, level 5, all the way to week 8, level 8. I will do a review video. And that in that review video, I will explain everything that we went over in week 5 through week 8. And if you have any questions or any concerns that you might want to ask during that week 5, week 8, just put it in the comment section or either email us at cafeofknowledge88@gmail.com. And then you'll put your question in there, and I will be sure to answer that question during our review video next week of week 5, week 6. I make sure that I answer your question during that review interview next week, okay? But after the review video next week, we will then go into how to track your inventory and execute it, how to know what your cashiers are doing, how to know just what your employees are doing for as concerning inventory, and also how to know what your bartenders are doing. Whatever we're going to go over in the next 2 weeks, we are going to go over how to execute it, how to know when you have a problem, when you have a theft problem, and what you actually need to do to stop the theft problem and everything like that. So we are really going to go deep into it, because then you will know, when you understand that process, then you will know how to execute inventory. I'm also going to show you how to make employee schedules, how to budget the employee schedules. I'm going to teach you how to budget your own money along with the company's money. You would know it all works the same way. But I'm going to show you how to budget and how to set a budget and all that good stuff. So we have a whole lot more to do for executing inventory. But the basics of it is the counting the inventory. You have to know how to count it, how to transfer it, how to know what you're looking at in order to execute everything else. Okay? So this is the last week of that process. Level 8. Week 8, this is the last process for us to counting the inventory, okay? So you have that under your belt now, okay? Now, make sure that you save all of your notes and everything so you can review back to anything you need to review back to. Make sure that you can always have something to go back to in case you inside of your work field and you kind of stuck on something. You can always review back to these videos, or you can order my book, and it's called Inventory Control Easy, which has helped thousands of people execute inventory. Okay, so you can order that. You can order it anywhere that they sell books. You can go to Google and stroll down, and you'll type in Inventory Control Easy by Nichelle Jones. It'll pop up. You can order it. It has a lot of places that you can order the book from, and some people use the book as a walking tool, which they call it. It's walking best friend, because anytime that they on a job and get stuck or have to refer back to something, they always open up the book, and whatever they stuck in, they'll go to that in the book and then refresh their memory on how to do it. Okay, so you can do it that way, or you can use the videos and just refer back to the videos, and then you can get it. Okay, the information that you need at that time. Okay, so now let's say that The truck has arrived from the order that we made last week. Right at the end of week 7, level 7, we ordered 3 trucks. We ordered from the paper truck, and they have our paper towel. Then we ordered from Vet Styles, which they have our jumpsuits and the house shoes. Then we ordered the food from NJ Foods, and they have all the food that we need for that week. Okay, so now let's jump right on into that. The truck drivers are at the back door with our order, and you know the first thing that you do is you go to the back door, you check in all the truck, you make sure that everything you received is on your inventory paper. We're gonna also go into that when in about 2 more weeks on how truck drivers don't deliver all of your items, and sometimes they do it on purpose, don't give you all your items, and sometimes they do make mistakes, and that's why you don't have your items. But we're going to get into all that where you will know how to do that, because there's a lot of places that they are in a hurry or they in a rush, and the delivery truck is back there, so they run to the back and then they sign the invoice, didn't even check to see if everything is there. And then by the time they do inventory at the end of the week, they are missing about 50 milks. And they don't even know why they're missing 50 milks. And it didn't have anything to do with employees stealing or a customer stealing, anything like that. When you missing 50 milks, most likely those milks didn't come off the truck, because people just don't walk out with 50 milks and nobody noticed. So most likely that was an error in the truck delivery that person just signed. That person who looked at the truck and signed the truck in, most likely they was in a hurry, they was busy, and they was having something else to do, and they didn't have time to check the truck, so they just signed the invoice and said, yep, everything is here, and then the truck driver going on about their business. And it's not until you get ready to do inventory you realize that you really didn't, you missing 50 milks. That truck didn't give you 50 milks that you ordered. But it's nothing that you can do at that time. Nothing you can do. You just have to take a loss off of 50 milks. Okay, you just have to take it as a loss, because you can't make the company give it to you, because if you ain't catch it at that time, it's nothing you can do. You just have to take a big loss on milk, and most likely you're going to lose probably about $500 off of milk, because you didn't take the time to check the invoice and make sure that everything on that invoice came in off that truck. But we're going to talk more about that, and I'm going to tell you a couple of scenarios and a couple of incidents that will help you understand more that I had to go through, because like I said, I ran about 12 stores, and I was over about 12 stores, so I know. And I was always, my stores was on top of their game, and I was always on top of my game, but that's because I knew how to execute inventory, and I showed my management team and my shift leader team and everybody, even the employees, everybody knew how important this inventory process is, and counting inventory and ringing things up. Everybody knew how important this was, so it was done like a well-oiled machine in all of my stores, because we knew, everybody knew, I take it serious, they take it serious. Okay, so you have to make sure that when you are checking in trucks, that you're checking in everything right and you're not rushing through it. Okay, so it has been some times where a truck delivery come in on a busy time of the day. They come right at lunchtime when everybody is in the store, everybody is busy, everybody is doing something, and they come at the most busiest time of the day to come and deliver you your items. And then that's when the mistake comes, or they can get over on you because you're busy. You not probably won't check that truck, so you just gonna come and sign it, and you could be signing some stuff that's not really there. Okay, and then your company will pay for it tremendously at the end of the week when you realize you never got it and there's a whole lot of them missing. Okay, so what I used to do at that point, I tell, if truck drivers come when it's slam busy and it's the most busiest part of the day, they would have to wait until the busy part of the day have slowed down. Now, whether they have to sit out there and wait an hour and a half, or 2 hours, I don't know. But they're going to have to wait until that store slows down, because you have to make that clear to the people that you ordering things from as well, that, hey, during this time and this time, between 11 and 2, we take no deliveries. Okay? You come either before 11 or after 2. Okay? That way, nobody is rushing trying to check this truck. Okay? So, we're going to get into more of that. I just touched base on it a little bit more, but I'm going to show you how to really catch it and to know what you're dealing with when it comes to people delivering things to you, and cashiers and your employees and your management team. I'm going to teach you how to do all that stuff, okay? But that will be after we do our review video next week, okay? So now, the truck is at the back door. Back to our week 8, level 8. The truck is at the back door, and we going and we checking in the things that we ordered last week, okay? And this is the things that we ordered last week. You can screenshot it and take a picture of it, or either rewind it so you can know, or write it down or whatever. But that's what we ordered. We ordered that from NJ Foods. Then we ordered that from the Vet Styles, okay? And then after we ordered that, then we ordered from our J Paper Supply. And we ordered, those are our paper towels. Okay? So everything did come off the truck correctly. Let's say that everything came off the truck correctly. Then we will do what? Exactly right. You transfer it over to your accounts receivables. Okay? You transfer your invoices onto the accounts receivables on your sheet. And just like I told you, when we recording it on the accounts receivables, you put it in the computer. We're just doing it on paper so you will know how to do it. But when your invoices come in and you're at a company or a store, you'll take those invoices, go to your computer, pull up your accounts receivable area, and then you will start putting in everything that you received off your truck. Okay? And you have to do that so the computer will know what just came in. Okay? How much stuff we have in our store now. That's the purpose of accounts receivable. Transferring everything that came off the truck onto your accounts receivable so you know what your store have. Okay? Now, and how many your store have. Okay? So, now you transfer it over to your accounts receivables. We're going to do a couple of things. So when you put it in, this is the produce part. And then this is your accounts receivable. We didn't receive any cabbage, so it has 0. But they did bring lettuce bags in. And they bought 12 of them in at $17.52. We don't worry about this side yet because we have not done inventory yet. Remember, we always talk about that. You just filling in the accounts receivable part. You just filling in the accounts receivable part. That what came off the truck. And if it didn't come off the truck, you just put 0. You know you didn't get any. Okay? And then you do the same thing for every item. Okay? And then this is your dairy sheet. And then You just working on this side. We don't worry about this side over here because we haven't done inventory yet. You are just putting everything that came from off the truck onto your accounts receivables or inside of your computer. Okay? And that's how you do that. Okay? So you transfer everything over to your accounts receivable. Then, once you transfer everything over to your accounts receivable, now your computer knows exactly what your store has. Okay? And then that's when you start your whole week over again, and everybody is buying things and you selling things and the cashier's ringing things up and all that good stuff. Okay? Now, let's say that a week has gone by, okay, and now we are getting ready to count our inventory. Okay, so a week has gone by. We're gonna imagine that a week has gone by. Now it's time to count inventory. Okay, so now it's time to count inventory, and then you get your inventory sheet out, and then you start counting inventory. But you know what you have to do when you get ready to count inventory, and you print your inventory papers out, like we talked about last week. Your computer know everything you had in that store at the beginning of the week, and it knows how much you have sold all week. Okay, it just automatically knows that. But you get your inventory. It's at the end of the week. Now it's time to do inventory. Now we're getting ready to count inventory. You print your inventory count sheet out. When you print your inventory count sheet out, you're gonna put on hand. Remember, on hand is what you had in your store last week at your end count. Your end count last week is always your on hand count for this week. Meaning your end count for the last week is always your beginning count for this week. Okay? And then when you order things, you add that to your on hand count. And then that will give you a total on hand. So say after we did inventory last week, we had 5 milk. Okay? And then we ordered milk, and the truck came and delivered us 10 more milks. So that means the total for the week that we had in our store is 15. Okay? So now it's time to count inventory. And we counting inventory. And then you will see, take a screenshot of that if need be. Okay? Take a screenshot of that so you'll know how to do it and the concept of doing it, because I'm not going to spend that much time on it like I was doing in week 1, week 4. Okay, so now we have counted inventory. You have went around your store and you have counted everything in your store: milk, sweet potato, sugar, ground beef, body wash, bleach, purse, dog food, carrots, cabbage, bananas, paper towels, and all that good stuff. Okay, so you have counted all those things in your store, and then it tells you how much you sold. Okay, and let's talk about milk again, because remember we started with 15 milks at the beginning of the week. Then we act like a week has passed. We do inventory. We only have 4 left. Okay, and then that means we sold 11 because we had 15. Okay, we had 15. Our end count is 4. So that means we sold 11. Okay? And so that means we need to order 11 because our part level for milk is 15. And we have to bring the milk back up to 15. And we only have 4. So that means we have to order 11 for next, we need to call in a truck order and order 11 milks. Let's do one more. Sweet potato. After we did inventory last week, you had 2 sweet potatoes left. Then the truck came in today, last week or whatever, and then it gave you 8. So now you have a total of 10 sweet potatoes. Okay, so say now that we counted inventory, we only wrote down that we have 3 sweet potatoes left in the store. So that means we sold 7. You see it right there. That means we sold 7. So that means we need to order 7 because our par level of sweet potatoes is 10. If we only have 3 left, our end count says we only have 3 sweet potatoes in our store, then that means we need to order 7. So we can get back to 10, which is our par level. And like we said, par level is the number that it takes that you need that item. Par level is the amount you need in that store to keep from running out so you can continue to execute your store and bring in money. Okay, that's all. That's what a par level does. And we already know how to set a par level because we've done that in previous. We already know how do we get a par level number. We already know that, and we will talk about some of that too as we 2 weeks down the road and we start talking about that. That's part of executing the inventory. Okay, so we will touch base on that. So you have finished inventory. And it tells you what to order. Remember this. When we talked last week, we were saying, if it tells you to order, we know paper towel only comes 10 to a case. Right? Paper towels come 10 to a case. But if your inventory said, well, you sold 6, so you just have to order 6. Well, you can't order 6 because you can't buy them individually like that. You have to buy them by the case. So you would have to order 1 case, which is 10, because it's 10 to a case. You would have to order 1 case because you need 6, but the case only come in 10, with 10 in them. So you would have to order a case, It's just like if, say, orange juice, it only comes 4 to a case, right, of orange juice. We've been talking about this in the previous weeks. Only 4 gallons of orange juice come in a case. So say at the end of your inventory, it tells you need 5, that you sold 5 orange juice. You sold 5 orange juice. So then you need to order 5 orange juice. Well, you can't order 1 case because 1 case is only 4. You need 5. So now you're going to have to order 2 cases, which is going to give you, you're going to have to order 8 orange juice basically because you need 5, but you can't order individually. You have to order it by the case. And you need 5, so if you order 1 case, that's not going to be enough because you need 1 more. So you're going to have to order another case, which is 4 in a case, and then you'll have 3 left over, 3 extra ones, but you have to order it like that. You can't just say, well, all I need is 5, so I'm just going to order 4. I might can slide with that 5th one. No. Because then, if you run out of them 4, and say if a customer come in and wanted to buy orange juice, see there? That was that 5th one that you could have sold, but you decided that you going to just take the easy way out and not even order that other case. You just going to stick with the 4. Now your customer came in and you don't have that other orange juice that they want to buy. And now they got to go somewhere else and buy it. That's the purpose of the par level. If that par level said that, you need this, you need that. So now if orange juice par level was only 4, but you sold 5, then now that par level needs to go up to, now 5 orange juice, but it's going to have to go up to 8 orange juice because you can't get it in 5s. You have to buy them by the case. 4 is in a case. That's 1 case. Then 2 cases will be 8. So if your par level on orange juice already say 4, like all you need is 4. But then you see that you sold out and you sold more, you're going to have to boost that par level up, okay? So we'll talk more about that, but that's how that goes, okay? So say you know the order you needed, it says order needed, then that's when you go back to your accounts receivables and you go on this side now, which is the inventory side. And that's when you fill in this side of everything that you have in your inventory count sheet, which is this sheet right here. You're going to record this sheet onto this sheet and do this section down here, which is your inventory sheet, section sheet. And it tells you, you know, how to do it. And let's say that let's do the milk. You see the milk down here, you're going to put it over here. It says your end count was 4. And that's how many milk we have left in the store after we count it. Since we sold 11, it tells you the dollar amount that you received by your customers, like how much you sold. Because it say you sold 11, then it's 11 times $4, it's $44. That's how you know how much money you bought in. Okay? So that's how that goes. Okay? And then you do that with every sheet. You do that. Let's do one more. You do that with every sheet. Okay? Like the ranch dressing. Okay? Ranch dressing. And the reason why I have this highlighted with a question mark, because we have to move our par level up. Because it used to be we only needed 8 ranch dressing. Okay? But if we sold 9, our par level was 8, but we sold 9. If we sold 9, that means we selling a little bit more ranch dressing, so we'll have to boost our par level up to the nearest case. So if we used to order 2 cases, we have to order 3 cases. If we used to order 1 case, we got to order 2 cases now. So that's why that's highlighted, because it's showing you that that's an item that we have to move the par level from one number and boost it up a little bit to the next number. Okay? And we will get more into that as well in 2 more weeks right after the review video of week 5 through week 8. Next week is our review video, week 5, week 8. Then after that video, the following week, we will start talking about those par levels, the liquor and the liquor sales, and how to execute inventory, and how to make sure that everything that you do for inventory is working like a well-oiled machine. I'm going to also show you how to do employee schedules, how to budget those schedules, how to budget your money, how to track stuff and go back and troubleshoot everything, okay? So we are going to talk about that, and also how to treat your employees, if you are in the management field, how to treat your employees to where your employees are happy, and that, because when the employees are happy and the employees are being treated right, your store also executes better. Okay? So we're going to go into all that stuff right there. So back to the inventory. That's when you take your inventory count sheet and you put everything into your inventory sheet that has the accounts receivable. Okay? And then once you do all that, you already know that that's how you know what you did. Say this ranch and the sugar you spent this week on food, you spent $25.50. Your customers, see, they bought $99 worth of ranch and they bought $39 worth of sugar, right? So that adds up to $138 right here. Okay, so you spent $25.50 on food, and you bought in from your customers $138, and your profit then is $112.50 for his food. Okay, and that's how you do that. Let's do one more and show you how that goes. This is the orange juice. Orange juice, we spent $12 in orange juice, and then we sold $36 worth of orange juice. So the profit that we made off orange juice is $24. Okay, so that's how you do that, and you just, that same process go out through each sheet. You do your HBA sheet, which is your body wash, and then you see what the profit is on that. You know, let's do the ground beef. Let's do the meat sheet. Do one more sheet for you, and then after that we will finish this. But it says total spent. Ground beef, we spent $12 on ground beef this week, and then we received $63. We sold $63 worth of ground beef this week, so that gives us a profit of $51 in our meat department this week. That's because we spent out $12, we bought in $63, but our profit is $51. That's because we take the $12 away from the $63. Okay, and we have a profit of $51 in the meat department this week. So that's how you do that. Okay, so now after you know your profit that you made off of each item each week, then that's when you would go to your last monthly, your weekly profit sheet. And remember how we did in week 4. You have to add the whole month up in your profit thing to know what you have made in profit for that month. Okay, so now let's do that. So now that we know what the profit is and what we sold for each item for the week and all that stuff like that, then you do the same thing that we do each week. But you notice on this one you have okay, if you notice on this one, this is week 8, level 8, and we have for the whole week we spent $259 for the whole week. We spent $259.52 for the whole week. That's how much money we spent all week on our food and things. And then our customers we bought in $1,031.50. Okay? And we didn't lose any money this week. You see the week profit loss. We didn't lose any money. So our profit for the week is $771.98. Okay? That's our profit. Now you got to add up the whole month. So that means you got to take week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, and you got to add all of those weeks up to see how much money did we spend all month long. And the money that you spent all month long, it says $2,880.50. Okay? That's how much you spent all month. I'm sorry. how much you spent all month, week 5, 6, 7, and 8. You spent $800, $801.54. And your customers bought all month long, you made $2,880.50. And then you remember it says total month profit loss, and it got $10. Remember where that $10 came from? Correct. It came from those sweet potatoes. Remember when you lost 2 bags of sweet potatoes that you don't know where it went or whatever, so you have to minus $10 on that because you lost $10 for the month. Okay? And then it says your total month profit is $2,078.96. That's your total monthly profit that you made all month in October. In October, you made $2,078.96. Okay? That's how much profit. That's a good profit. Okay? It's pretty good profit. You spent $800 all month, rounded off. You spent $800 the month of October. And then, as you see again, you spent $800 in the month of October. And then you received $2,880.50. Okay? So that's not bad. So when you subtract that and then you take away your $10 loss off those 2 baked potatoes that you lost, you take that away, and then you will have a profit of $2,078.96. So you made a profit of $2,000 for the month of October. And that's good, because this is week 8, and it's really week 4, according to, because each month only has 4 weeks in it, but for the whole month, you made a $2,000 profit, which is good, and that means you're doing good, because in the month of September, your whole profit, you made profit, but it was a little bit lower than $2,000. So this month in October, you made a profit of $2,000. So you going up, and that's what you want to see. You want to see your profits going up every month. Every month, you want your profits to go up a little bit more. You don't want your profits like we make $2,000 in profits this month in October, but in November we only make $300 in profit. That's going backwards. You got $2,000 in profits. You got $2,000 and $2,000 in profits in October. In November, you want to have like $2,200 in profits. You want to kind of go up. And then in December, you want to go $2,600 in profits. You want to go up each month, not down each month. Okay, because if you're going down, something is wrong, and I'll show you that as well in about 2 weeks on down, how you see that you're going down and what you need to do to bring it back up. Okay, because you never want to keep going down and down and down and down, because then you will eventually have to close down or either go bankrupt. Okay, and that's what you don't want to do. So when we see it going down, how to stop it, tackle it, troubleshoot it, set up a game plan, an action plan, and get that corrected, and so that we can continue to keep going up. Our profits go up, not backwards. Okay, so that's it. And you remember what we did in the end of the month in September? You take all your end of the month paperwork and you put it inside the month of October 2020 in a file, and then you hold on to that file and you keep that file. That way you can refer back, just like we was talking about. You got $2,000 in profit for the month of October, then you want to go back in your file and look at September and see what your monthly profit was for September. And September was a little bit lower than October, so October you're moving your profit margin up, and that's a good thing. So at least you know that. That's how come people keep each month in the file, because you want to refer back to some of those months to see how you was doing or see how you are doing. Okay, so you put all of your October paperwork into your October file 2020, and that's it for the month of October. And then that's when you start the cycle all over again. You will start November, week 1, week 4, all the way week 1 to week 4, and then you would take all the numbers, your ending count for this week, the last week of October. Your ending count is your beginning count for the next week. So the first week of November, you would start with the same number, the end count numbers that you have on here, and then you start a new month for November, and everything continues in the same cycle the way we've been doing in the month of September, in the month of October. Okay? And that's how you do that. Then that's when you take all your invoices, all those truck invoices that's been coming to us all month long. We take all those invoices, and then that's when we pay them. And like I said in the previous video, if you're not the one who pays the vendors, maybe it's the accounting person at your corporate office, that's when at the end of the month you will get all those receipts or those invoices together. You will put them in a packet and you will ship it to your corporate office so that they can pay your vendors for bringing all the things to you all month long. Okay, so that's how that go. But if you are the one who pays the invoices, that's when, after you drop everything in the file concerning inventory, then you will go to your accounts receivables and then file, and you will pull out all the invoices that the trucks have given you all month long, and then you will write a check for each one, and then you would send them the check. And then that's when you take a copy of the check and you will staple it onto the invoices, and then you would put that in account what? Payable. Correct. You will put it in accounts payable, because when you're collecting the invoices and you haven't paid them yet, you put it in the accounts receivable file. Once at the end of the month you pay them and you staple that check or whatever receipt that you paid them to the invoice, then you put it in accounts payable file, because that means you have paid that vendor and you don't have to worry about it no more. So that's what's called accounts payable, is when you pay them. So you don't put anything in the accounts payable file unless you really have wrote the check, and if the check has been sent off and you've paid them, then you put that into the accounts payable file, because that means you have paid them. So the accounts receivable means you're collecting the invoices and you have to pay these people, but you haven't paid them yet. That's called accounts receivable file. But when you take it out and pay those people, then you move those papers to accounts payable file, and that shows that you have paid those people for their deliveries. Okay, so if they ever call you later on down the line and say, hey, y'all didn't pay me for this invoice, then you can go back into your accounts payables and look at it and say, oh yeah, we did. We sent you that check on this day, that. And they say, well, we haven't got it. And you say, okay, we'll see if we could track the check down, but we did pay it to you. Okay, so that's how that works. So after you do all that, and you have closed out week 8 of October. Well, week 4 of October, because really, you have 4 weeks in a month. But you are finished with the October inventory, and we have completed week 8, level 8. Okay, so that's all I have to say. And like I said, I answer questions next week about any concerns or questions. So if you have any questions that you want to know about week 5 through week 8, please shoot it in the comments. Please send it to the email, and we will be sure to answer your questions when I do the review video next week. Okay, so that will be it. And make sure that you study everything, and get your mind going in the process. If there's anything that you kind of running into a little trouble with, refer back to the videos, and then you can get it from that. Okay, so anything else that we do from this point on, like I said, after the review video of week 5 and week through week 8, that's when the next video I will start showing y'all how to execute this thing, how to check and double check if a cashier is doing their job or not doing their job, how to track your bartenders on the liquor, on the beer, on the everything, how to track your inventory, how to make sure your inventory stay on top and stay straight. We're going to do all of that. I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot everything and how to execute everything. We're going to have y'all straight, okay? So, that's the end of week 8, level 8. We enjoyed it. We are finished with the count process. Now we're going to move on into the budgeting and the troubleshooting of inventory and the auditing and all that good stuff and tracking stuff down. We're going to go and how to make employee schedules. We're going to do all that, okay? So, have a great day. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe. If you know anybody that needs this, that they don't have a job, need a job, or like I said before, even middle school and high school. Middle school round about the 7th and 8th grade, it helps with their math. Middle school and high school, if you just have them do it on the weekend for a couple of hours or 1 hour, whatever, it helps with math. And it helps them not only practice math and get better with math, and it's something that they would like to do, because also it helps them and prepares them for their future. That they know they can get out there and they can get a job in this field. Okay, so do that. You can send it to some people you know, nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever. Send it to them. Anybody you know that want a job promotion, a raise, or anything, just a better job. This is the channel. This is the videos for you, inventory. Okay, and like I said, gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And what that means is, the more you know, the harder it is for anybody to stop you from your success and your goals. So I will see you next week on the review video. We're going to review week 5 through week 8. Okay? And everybody take care. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. And have a nice day.